Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call this morning. If you take a minute to tie up the game against New Mexico, please, and we expect to see you when you're back at home Saturday to begin conference play against Navy.
Yeah, tough game. It's 2 weeks in a row, last second field goal to beat us. So, our guys are hungry for a win, and I thought they played extremely hard. I thought our defense played really well. We missed some things offensively that we just got to execute better. If we'll do that, those things will kind of take care of themselves. But overall, I was proud of our guys and the way they worked and the way they competed and the way they fought. We just got to get over that hump, and we got a lot of young guys playing and fighting that injury bug. But with that being said, we step on the field. We got to find a way to win. So we got Navy coming to town. Ken and his staff been together a long time. They really, really good at what they do. They changed some things up defensively a little bit this year, and so they're giving us some different looks. But nobody's really stopped them offensively, and they're a fine-tuned machine over there. So we know we got our hands full here, but excited to get back on the field and get a chance to compete.
Take questions for Coach Philip Montgomery, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue, then your operator will introduce you.
We'll first go to Bill Wagner of the Baltimore Sun Media Group.
Hi, Coach. I know you've had some struggles defensively. I'm kind of guessing you played some mostly passing teams, although I guess last week you saw a bit of option, right?
We did with New Mexico, yes, sir.
Right. Do you feel was that purposeful to put them in there, on the schedule ahead of Navy as a kind of a preparation, and do you think it'll help you in this game?
Well, we don't really have a ton of control over how our schedule kind of lands and falls. So the way that was kind of, I guess, the luck of the draw, if you will. And Navy's option attack is very different from New Mexico's, and there's some basic things that I hope that we'll be able to carry over to be able to play that style. Obviously, you got to be disciplined in what you do, and you got to take care of all three threats. But from that standpoint, that's really the only carryover that you get because they are extremely different in how they do it.
With regard to the defensive issues you've had, is it just a factor of youth, Coach, do you think, at this point? And you anticipate as you get a little more experience, so as the season goes along, things will tighten up?
Well, that's the plan. I thought those guys really came out and competed and got after it last week. We played some pretty good offenses up to this point, and so you look at, Oklahoma State's been playing pretty well. Lafayette came here and I think offensively they've been doing pretty well all year. I think the next week they went down to A&M and scored some points, and so and Toledo's got a good unit. So I think our defense has played well at times. We've given up too many explosive plays, but I thought last week they really stepped up and did an outstanding job.
Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for Coach Montgomery, please? Star 1 on your telephone keypad.
We'll next go to Chris Fanini with the All-American.
Coach, do you look at these last 2 weeks as just, one play at the end making the difference, or when you sit at 1-3, do you look at bigger problems that you feel your team needs to fix?
Well, I think anytime you're 1-3, you got things you got to fix. Is it one play? Is it the last second field goal? No, there's a ton of plays during the game that could have made that outcome different. So, you got opportunities to make those plays. You got to make them. It may be the first play of the game, maybe in the first quarter, second quarter, third. It may be in that last drive, but there's always plays to be made. We've got to make more of them and find a way to push us over the edge.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, looks like that's all for today. We thank you for your time this morning. Look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.
All right, thanks.